Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Poulton and I own HLP Therapy. I'm also a mother of two and I want to share my story with you about how I had a C-section and a vaginal birth and also multiple surgeries along the way. And also I want to share with you about my recovery and actually how difficult that was. This is a real life story and the reason why I set up HLP Therapy, so that no one else would experience what I went through, and also that they would have that recovery, advice and support I wish I had as I was going through my recovery journey. I hope that some of my story will inspire and encourage you if you are going through a really difficult time. And also to know that you are not alone in your journey in recovery if you're going through lots of operations or if you're struggling postnatally. There is always help at hand. So watch my story and I hope that it helps you.
Okay, I'm here with Hannah Poulton from HLP Therapy. Hannah, your story of setting up HLP Therapy is a fascinating one. How did it start and what were the background to you beginning the company?
Thank you, Martin. Well, I really hope that this story encourages or inspires somebody that's listening to it. The setting up of HLP Therapy, unfortunately, doesn't have a great start, but a really great ending. So just to give a bit of background about myself, when I was 13, I had meningitis, so encephalitis, and I was given an hour to live. And of course, I'm here today, so I survived that, which was great and a real miracle. And from that experience, it really spurred me on to want to learn more about the body, learn more about the world that we live in and human beings as a whole. When I got married, a year after getting married, I had a bowel hernia and that needed to be repaired. And then subsequently from that, for the next 6 or 7 years, I had multiple surgeries. And this included a vaginal delivery of my first son with 3rd-degree tears, which unfortunately were not repaired very well, and I needed reconstruction surgery. And then a year later, I herniated my bowel for the 2nd time, and that needed keyhole surgery to be repaired. And then the year after that, I had a really bad miscarriage. And out of all my surgeries that I've had, that seems to be the one that I struggle to talk about the most. Unfortunately, they left the baby inside and I had a huge infection and I needed surgery to have a good clear out and, of course, repair myself as well after that. And so a year later after that, I had a C-section, and of course that is another surgical procedure. And I really struggled with my recovery. With all the years of subsequent surgeries before, I have a lot of scar tissue around my abdomen and inside, and that really affected me and my recovery. And of course looking after 2 young children. And just to make matters worse, what do? When my son is about 4 months old, I slip over and I break my arm. So I'm recovering from a C-section and all the multiple surgeries before, and with a broken arm and with 2 children. So to say that life was a little bit difficult at that time is an understatement. And that really has driven me to set up a service that is dedicated for people that want to get well, that want to recover well, but also that need that care, attention and support on their recovery journey. And that is why I created HLP Therapy. And looking back, going through what I did, I wouldn't wish it on anyone at all. It was, a really difficult 6 or 7 years, but it has given me the insight on how it is to recover after recovery from multiple surgeries, and also to look after children in the process as well, and of course be married, and I have an extended family, and working together, trying to help my recovery, trying to recover well, is why I set up HLP Therapy. So people on that journey know that they are not alone, and know that there is help. And you might have had a life-saving surgery, such as a mastectomy, but actually your scars are super tight, and they're red, and they're raised, and they pull, and they hurt you. And you might have been told, that's it. Well, I'm here today to say, no, that's not it. And actually there are things we can do to make your scars so much better, to make them softer and less painful and less pulling. And also to help almost put you back together again, so you can start your life. And I feel now in current climates that your appointments are rushed and you're not listened to. And that's another reason why I wanted to develop a gold standard of care, so that you know when you walk through that door that you are number one, you are well looked after, and you're treated by the best professionals who understand, who acknowledge you, who listen, and also provide that best treatment for you. And it seems to be proving really successful, which is a great end to a really difficult journey. And I won't change the fact of how HLP therapy is run. It will always be established to provide that gold standard of care.
Tell us a little bit about, Hannah, how you felt, where I imagine physically and mentally you were in a very difficult position throughout lots of that was going on. And I guess you would need someone to turn to, or some support, some physical support, some mental support, and things clearly weren't there for you. How did that make you feel at the time? And is that another driving factor behind what you're doing now?
Definitely, Martin. So it's very interesting, isn't it, when you've had something like a C-section birth, that you're waved on your merry way a day after with a newborn baby and recovering from major surgery, and you really don't know what to do. You don't know what to do for the best, and that feeling is isolating. It's overwhelmingly lonely, and also you don't know how to recover well, what to do, how to look after your scar, what to put on it, what to wear, all of these things, as well as trying to manage looking after a brand new baby. And I felt failure as well, that I couldn't recover well, that I wasn't progressing quick enough in my eyes. I want everything to be done instantly, and it's not. And actually in that journey, it really took its toll on me in terms of learning how to take one day at a time, and learning actually what's important for me and my recovery, and how to ask for help. I think we're almost drilled into us when we're children and growing up, you can do it, you can do it on your own, you don't need anyone. But actually, to give yourself permission to ask for help is so empowering, and to actually say, I'm not okay. And that's okay to admit that as well, and ask for help from people around you, that your friends, your family, your neighbour, people at church, somebody that you trust, somebody around you that you can say, I need help, will you help me? Because that is really powerful when you start saying those words.
And just finally, talk about this scar that's suddenly on your body, and you're trying to re-engage with your body after a very traumatic incident, and there's something there that you've never seen before. You don't know you have no idea what it might look like, and here it is, and it's something you have to deal with. How does that feel like?
Yeah. Well, Martin, that is the $1 million question, because it's different for everyone. There are some ladies that I see in clinic and they can't even touch their scar because of the emotional trauma connected to the surgery that's occurred. And for myself, I was okay in touching and looking at my scar, but actually it was really painful and I wasn't sure what to do about that, and I didn't know where to go to ask for help. And of course there might be people watching today, they're absolutely fine with their scar, but they just don't like the way it looks, or actually it catches on their clothes, or it makes them feel uncomfortable about themselves. Once you've had surgery and it results in a scar, or any accident or trauma that results in a scar, you're left with a constant reminder of that day. And that can be a great day, or actually it can be not such a good day. And even though my C-section scar was the one that took the most time to recover from, and obviously I am delighted that my son was born and he's safe and well, it is a constant reminder of, well, it was a constant reminder of the battle that it took to recover, and actually how much strength it took to recover, and how much I needed to ask for help and get support around me to recover well. And also now I look at it years later down the line, and actually I love it so much more now, because for me it's a real sign of strength and what I've overcome.